Week 7 is finally here and gone, and all we are left with is the results of the games. And now we have to go and rank these teams yet again after the Week 7 results. My name is Kenny G, and you are watching KSU Nation on YouTube. Thank you guys so much for being here. We've got the power rankings right now after Week 7. Man, what a crazy week. Had some wild games. I know there was some disappointment. There was some, business as usual in some of these games. But we're going to get into it here pretty soon. As you can see, I am not joined today, or at least right now, with my constant co-host, Stevie B. He is actually going to be going on a trip with his family as a well-deserved, somewhat little, small, tiny vacation. That man works really hard, harder than most people do. So happy to see him go out with his family on a vacation. All right, let's not waste any more time. These are going to be the Week 7 power rankings. And I got to say, if we're going to start anywhere, we got to start at the very, very bottom. And I think it's going to be no surprise to anybody, but we've got OSU here. We got Oklahoma State University. Hey, listen, this team is going through a lot. Okay. We all attended the funeral when Mike Gundy left. We knew that this team was dead. We all were there. We witnessed the funeral, and it doesn't seem like there's going to be a revival anytime soon. It looks like this team is just they're done. They're done for the season. I think every single game is probably most likely going to be a loss. They lose to Houston, and it wasn't even close. And, props to Houston for coming back. And, after losing to Texas Tech the way they did, you'd like to see Willie Fritz come back out and just, shut the door on any doubts that this Houston team had. But, Oklahoma State, I'm sorry, but I think you're going to be the 16th ranked team from here on out. Now, moving to 15, we've got West Virginia. Now, they didn't play this last week, but that's not going to do anything. That's not going to do anything for these rankings because what they have shown already is not good. Okay. Not good enough to get them out of that 15 ranking spot. And so they're going to stay here for now. Until I see anything else. Okay. Look, I mean, it is what it is. They're in a rebuild year. Give them some time. We'll see what happens. All right. Moving to number 14, UCF. Okay. UCF is struggling a little bit. Okay. They got a little bit of a quarterback issue, and that's usually what happens. And keep in mind, guys, look, Stevie and I, we usually kind of go back and forth here when we do these power rankings. It's just me doing the power rankings. Okay. And I'll say this: if we've got some comments coming in, I can be persuaded. Okay, I can be persuaded here. If you want to change my mind a little bit, you are free to do so. It is open for you guys. I'm gonna this is gonna be a community effort, a KSU Nation community effort here. What do you say? I sort of just threw all of these teams in here, but you know what I will say? I've got 3 teams in the top and 3 teams in the bottom. Okay. These are the 3 teams in the bottom. I think we all know who the 3 teams on the top are. We got the 2 Utah schools and we got Texas Tech. Okay. Without question, those are the 3 best teams in the Big 12. And these are the 3 worst teams in the Big 12. So we can basically group these in the 3 worst, the 3 best, and then everybody else is in the middle. Literally everyone else is in the middle. So where we put these next 10 teams Well, I can be persuaded. Okay. I can be persuaded. I'll let you guys try to, fight and see who is better fit here. But let's go on. Number 13, I got Arizona. Okay. Arizona, number 13. Now I know they shouldn't have lost. They shouldn't have lost, but they did. Okay. Heartbreaking game. Double overtime. But here's the thing. Arizona, you got to close the game. You could have won, but you got to close the game out, okay? They haven't really shown that they're able to beat a really good team yet, okay? Again, like I said at the beginning, guys, you can try to, persuade me here, but I'm saying the best 3 teams are going to be Texas Tech, Utah, BYU. And then the 3 worst teams are UCF, West Virginia, Oklahoma State. All the rest of the 10 teams, it's just going to be mashed in here, just sort of thrown at the wall here. Okay. I got Arizona at 13. I can be persuaded. Also, if you guys are watching this after the live show and you want to leave a comment in the comment section, feel free to do so. It helps with the engagement. Okay. Number 12, I got Kansas. I do believe that if Arizona and Kansas played each other right now, I think Kansas might actually take the win over Arizona because I just don't think that Arizona's got that clutch factor, but I think it would be a really close game. Look, Arizona played Texas Tech, and they got completely blown out. And Texas Tech is doing basically what the rest of the entire any team that's going against Kansas or any team that's going against Texas Tech is going to end up with the result that Kansas just received this last Saturday. I will not argue. KU going to 13. I think that's a fair point there. We'll see. I could probably, I'll switch these up. Let's go. What am I doing here? Let's go like this. We'll go cut, paste, cut, paste, cut, paste. All right. There. Oh, what in the world just happened? Paste. Oh, geez. What did I just do? All right. Oh, paste. All right. So, okay, we got Arizona. We moved Arizona up just like that. We got Arizona moved up 1 ranking just like that. See, this is how it works with the community. Okay. All right. And I don't doubt this for a second. I don't doubt this for 1 second. I think Kansas, Arizona, it'd be a good game. I think it'd be close. Okay. But like I said, the middle 10 teams, you could throw them together. I got Colorado. Got Colorado after Arizona. They did beat Iowa State. They were at home. They did receive a $50,000 fine for rushing the field. But hey, this is college football. I think that's a little ridiculous. Let the kids have fun. This is a little ridiculous here. But anyway, look, you beat Iowa State. That's great. Colorado has been coming out hot a lot of these games, and then they sort of just kind of fumble the ball at the end. Really wild that Iowa State lost the way they did. I mean, just a little strange to me. They have not been a good road team whatsoever. I mean, it feels like they struggle very, very hard on the road. And I can't put my finger on it. And also, Iowa State is also dealing with a lot of penalties. My goodness, they have like so many penalties, which is not what you like to hear if you're an Iowa State fan. And it's really strange because Matt Campbell is usually really good with his teams. They're very disciplined teams. So very strange to me. But again, I can be persuaded here. I can move Colorado up. And like I said, these middle 10 teams, we can move them around. We can definitely move them around. TCU, number 10. This might be an overreaction, but my God, they played horrible last weekend against K-State. They also lost to Arizona State. I mean, how in the world do you get up 17 points at the half and then you lose the game? And, when they went against K-State, they were never up in the half. I mean, they had a touchdown and then K-State, the very next possession, scored a touchdown and shut the door on any sort of, advantage that they had in the game. TCU, not sure what it was, man, but they've made a lot of mistakes, a lot of penalties. They do have, they still have that aspect of explosiveness. But K-State did an amazing job of, playing to their weaknesses, man. I mean, they really shut the door there. This could be an overreaction. Again, these middle 10 teams, I am very cool with moving these around. All right. Colorado at 8. Okay. I could see that. I mean, Colorado played good. They played good against a ranked opponent. I mean, and Iowa State was supposed to be, top of the board. So I might actually consider that. I might actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to cut this out and I'm going to leave them there for now. And we're going to continue on with these ranking. Frogs are falling apart. They aren't playing well as a team. I could see that. Yeah, I could see that. Honestly, I don't hate the idea that Colorado being at 8. I'll see who I have at 8. Again, I literally made these rankings about 2 minutes before I got on here live. Okay, so don't hate me for this. I wanted to establish this the sentiment that there's really like a top 3 team. There's top 3 teams in the league. There's the bottom 3 teams, and then everybody in the middle is just in the middle. And they can just beat each other up. Win games, lose games. Okay. K-State number 9. Look, K-State, I feel like this is such a hot and cold team. And when they're hot, they're really hot. I mean, they just look amazing. Biggest criticism out of them is that they've never showed me that they can play a full 4-quarter game. They did exactly that against TCU. There were moments that it didn't look the best. But those moments were quickly remedied and, fixed immediately. And they shut the door on TCU. I mean, once K-State had a commanding lead, Chris Kleiman does really well in these situations. He's which is shocking what happened to Baylor, because that was not a Chris Kleiman type of game. Usually when K-State's up multiple scores, they're usually, especially later in the game, they're usually able to milk that clock and end the game and good to go, right? The win's taken care of. But K-State, moving up. They were at number 12, I believe, last week, and now they're at number 9, at least for me. And again, I can be persuaded to change this. Again, I made this very, very quickly. Number 8, I got Baylor, and I put Baylor here because, they beat K-State, right? And I think that Baylor has a better run offense than TCU, so I think that has an advantage. They also have a kicking game. TCU's kicking game is like non-existent because their kicker's injured. So, I mean, I feel like, look at these comments. I'm gonna start showing some of these comments here. Cats milked it for sure. Joe Jackson, baby, 29 touches for 113 yards. First time Joe Jackson made it over the 100-yard mark in a game. Shout out to Joe Jackson. Shout out to Stevie B, who found his way in the comments section. What's up, Stevie? Man, you should be spending time with your family. You're you're watching me live here. Roy Wall, longtime listener. Roy Wall, no hate, just hashing it out with you. Okay, let's see here. We got, what did he say before here? He's like, frogs are falling apart. They aren't playing well as a team. All right, well, here we go. Curtis, what's going on, my man? I would put Arizona about TCU and K-State. I'm not really sure what you mean by that. You have Arizona too low. That's possible. I mean, I could. Baylor is too high. Baylor at 9, Colorado at 8. Okay, then where are you putting K-State at? 10? Because you have to put TCU below K-State. So TCU at 11, Baylor at 9, Colorado at 8. Let's see what that looks like. Let me see what that looks like. Let's see here. I got to move some stuff around. Let's see. TCU We got to put them at 11. They just lost. So you got K-State at 10. I don't hate this at all. Paste. Yeah. Colorado at 8. It's hard to rank Baylor right now. They had a bye week. So, I'd hate to punish them for that. They didn't look, they did not look good against K-State. They barely won. They shouldn't have won. K-State should have won that game. They let Baylor win. Okay. I mean, they came back and won with, what was it? K-State had up 2 touchdowns with 10 minutes left, and they had the ball in their hand. They couldn't like secure the win with the play calls. So, I mean, let's take a look here. We got Arizona. Arizona still might be too low. I think the reason why I put them low is because that loss against BYU is unexcusable. You should have won. You should have won that game. It was a weird game. I get it. But, BYU showing that they're a good team. I mean, that's what happens. Arizona at 10. So you're gonna put K-State at 11, TCU at 12. I mean, man, that seems pretty harsh against TCU, but I get it. They lost 2 Big 12 games. How many games did Arizona lose in the Big 12 so far? I don't think they've even won a game in the Big 12, have they? No, wait, they beat Oklahoma State, right? That was last week. Yeah, I mean, the problem is that Arizona's win against Oklahoma State is not as impressive as you would think. To me, oh Jesus, whoa! You didn't see that. This is what we're dealing with right now. They're 1-2. Okay, they're 1-2. Arizona lost to Iowa State. You didn't see any of that. K-State is 2-1. So you can't put K-State. Now I get it. In the head-to-head, they beat K-State, but that was a bad K-State team. They didn't even show up offensively. And I know I'm making excuses. You're watching on KSU Nation. What do you think I'm going to do? I'm going to tell you that K-State's the worst team in the Big 12. I mean, I did say that a couple weeks, actually. I did say that when they were actually the worst team in the Big 12. I think Arizona's in a good spot. They need to show more. They need to show more than what they have shown. I would hate for them to have blown their load against K-State, and that's it. That would be a terrible look at this. Look, hear me out. I'm taking that Curtis is probably an Arizona fan. In my preseason, I predicted Arizona to be the worst team. I said that their coach was completely checked out. And I just was like, yeah, Arizona's, they're going to be the worst team in the Big 12. And they're not. They're not even close to the worst team. That position is definitely held by Oklahoma State and West Virginia and UCF. I don't think anybody is breaking this barrier of the bottom 3. As bad as KU and Arizona have shown themselves to be, they are not breaking the barrier of the bottom 3. I mean, KU actually went to UCF and won. So they're not breaking that barrier. That bottom 3 is solidified. I don't think there's any changes that are going to be made. Those are the bottom 3 in that order for sure. Now the rest of the middle 10, well, again, I can be persuaded. This could be a good setup right here. Colorado had a great game again, but they were at home, so I don't know. This could be a little bit, recency bias. They were at home. They had a chance to win at where was it? TCU. And they lost. They lost at TCU. I mean, they came out to a huge lead, and then TCU kind of woke up a little bit and shut the door on their hopes of a game. So jumping Colorado up is a little, I don't know. I do like the win, though. I think Iowa State, that's a big win for them. Okay, moving on. Number 7. I got Iowa State. Yes, Colorado did beat Iowa State. They were at home. For whatever reason, Iowa State is a completely different team when they are playing at Ames versus when they're playing anywhere else in the world. I mean, I should say anywhere else in the U.S. because they beat us in Dublin. But Iowa State looks like a completely different team when they're on the road. And look, I get it. They've got injuries they're dealing with, whatever, right? There was also that really controversial pass interference that happened. Oh, let me undo this. I left this. Shoot. Oh, here we go. I left that comment on there for way too long. All right. They did not look impressive at all. I'm not really sure what you're referring to, but Roy Wall seems to think that Arizona's in the right spot. Okay. Appreciate that, man. Appreciate that. Thank you guys for watching. Hey, go while you're watching, just go ahead, do the thing. Click the button that you know you need to click there. Iowa State, they're number 7. And boy, oh boy, how the mighty have fallen here. This is crazy. I never would have thought that Iowa State was going to fall so far from grace here. They are also, I believe, 1-2, right? Because they lost again. They lost last week. Or are they 2-2? They're 2-2, right? Because they beat K-State. And then they've lost their last 2. Did they have a game where they won? I think they did. They beat Arizona. That's right. They beat Arizona. So when they're at home, they look great. They look amazing. The crowd's behind them. They're rocking. When they go on an away game, they look like complete donkey do, right? They looked horrible against Cincinnati. Cincinnati destroyed them. They tried to make a comeback, but Cincinnati looks really good this year. And they honestly should be knocking on the door at the top 3, in my opinion. That's what they look like right now. But anyway, Iowa State, when they play an away game, they don't look the same. They look like a bad team. Oh, moving on. Hold on. Here we go. As a BYU fan, I think you have them too high. I think Cincinnati is better. Yes, BYU is 6-0, but especially, let me just show this comment. But especially after the Arizona game, I think we are starting to see the limitations of a freshman quarterback. How could you say that as a BYU fan? You said, it says as a BYU. I bet you forgot to put fan in there. As a BYU fan, you should be thinking like your true freshman quarterback was put in a situation where he had to get the team on his back, put his body on the line, and he got the win. They earned the win. I get it. It didn't look pretty, okay? BYU, it did not look pretty, all right? But here's the deal. You guys got the win. And trust me, okay? You should be very happy to at least just get the win here. I mean, there's so many times where, it goes the other way around. Like, look, ask Baylor. They did not look good against K-State, and they barely got in and won by 1 point. 1 point. And beat K-State. So you got to take those wins when they come in. And honestly, yes, didn't look pretty, but you got the win, and you're 6-0. Okay, you're 6-0. And Bear Bachmeier looks like a true freshman quarterback. What do you want me to say? He was slinging the ball around. But here's the thing. Yeah, he made some he threw some interceptions, didn't let it get to him. He popped right back. I got a lot of respect for this BYU team. I mean, what did Kalani do? I mean, he kept feeding Bear. He kept feeding his quarterback more opportunities. I mean, there's just a lot of trust in Bear Bachmeier. So look, I know you don't like it. I know it looked a little ugly or whatever, but everybody goes through those ugly wins. You're happy for the win. Maybe it didn't play out that well. I was kind of disappointed a little bit with BYU's defense, but hey, you got the win. That's all that matters. All right, moving on. Number 6. I got to click the screen first before I move up. I got Houston. Now, I mean, look, Houston, they got blown up by Texas Tech last week, and then they go on the road to Oklahoma State. And Oklahoma State is absolute trash. So, I mean, I don't really know how valuable this is, but Houston looked good. I mean, just because you play a bad team doesn't mean, you got to play bad too. They did exactly what they're supposed to do. They went out and won a football game in Stillwater. Okay. I don't know what that crowd looks like right now. I don't even know what that program looks like right now. But honestly, I like Houston. I like Willie Fritz. I like him as a person. He's a great coach. The dude has really turned this Houston program around. Look, 2 years ago, could you imagine me putting Houston at number 6 in the power rankings? I don't think I would have ever said that 2 years ago, that, hey, in 2 years, this Houston team is going to be in the top 6 team in the Big 12. There ain't no way I would have said that, because Houston was horrible 2 years ago. Now, granted, Willie Fritz wasn't on he wasn't coaching 2 years ago. I can't remember the name of that coach, but he was a wild guy. But they got Willie Fritz last year, and man, right off the gun, they were ahead of schedule. I mean, this guy is just so good at being able to build a team. And guys, watch out. Houston, that's a market. That's a big market. And I think they're going to start investing a lot in this team, and this team's going to get turned around. I mean, they're already so far ahead of schedule, and they're playing good football, and it's fun to watch. And they're a team that's not really making a lot of mistakes. And I think that in a conference right now, where a lot of teams are just making a whole bunch of mistakes, the team that makes the least amount of mistakes is probably going to win the game. And that's what we see here. Oh, yes. I did see that meme. The picture where the guy is the one guy standing in the crowd. The OSU shirtless crowd is trending on social media. Is it just the one guy? The one guy I saw? Hilarious. Oh, wait, here we go. We got the OSU crowd looked shirtless and sparse. Yeah, well, it's also pretty hot down there in Stillwater this time of year. It grew into a large group. Oh, okay, right on. See, hey, that's awesome. That you love to see those kind of movements, you know what I mean? All right. So, okay, number 6. Again, guys, if you don't like the way that these look, please mention it in the comment section right now live. I am currently editing these top 10 rankings. I mean, we already moved Colorado. I think it was like they were at 11, I think. And we moved TCU down from 10, and K-State was at 9, and Baylor was at 8. So we kind of just moved Colorado up to 8 and moved everyone down 1. So far, this is what the only edits that we've done so far. So here we go. Look, here we go. Going to number 5, the top 5 in the Big 12 in the power rankings, week 7. We've got Arizona State. Arizona State. Look, guys, this breaks my heart. Sam Leavitt. There is no question Sam Leavitt is the best quarterback in the Big 12. He did not play last night because he is dealing with, I think it might be a season-ending injury. This sucks. I'll just say it straight up. This sucks. I don't know if Arizona still wins that game if Sam Leavitt is 100% healthy. We do not know how long he's going to be out of this season. But I'm going to tell you this right now. You lose your captain. You lose, like, Arizona State runs through Sam Leavitt. Okay. Their football program is all about Sam Leavitt. Their defense is fueled by his energy, by his leadership, and he's not even on defense. This breaks my heart because Arizona State is an amazing, amazing football team and an incredible story. And Sam Leavitt is one of the greatest talents I've seen in so long. I mean, this guy is he's like an Avery Johnson mixed with a Rocco Becht, like an absolute gamer, and just tough as nails, but has the athleticism of like an Avery Johnson. So fast, great arm. And he's possibly out for the season. I feel so bad for the entire fan base. Yes, Roy Walt, it sucks for the Devils fans. It does. I feel horrible for this fan base. Horrible. I mean, everything was looking so good. You guys beat TCU, Baylor. I mean, you were just trucking along. And I honestly believed that this team was going to make it to the Big 12 championship. But if they don't get Sam Leavitt back, and I don't know how long he's out for, if he doesn't come back, I don't see this team making it to Arlington. You hope for a bowl game, at least. I mean, that would be ideal for a team that loses their star quarterback and is just trying to find something to play for right now. If he comes back next week, then everything that Arizona State wants to do is still in front of them and still achievable. Okay, you took a bad loss against Utah, but if you get Sam Leavitt back, the season's still on, baby. Let's go. All right, but as of right now, I got to put him at number 5. It was a bad loss, really bad loss against Utah, but you didn't. That's what sucks about Utah too, is that like they didn't get to play against a complete Arizona State team. So it's like, oh man, like how valuable is that win over Arizona State? Because they were playing, basically with one hand tied behind their back. So the whole thing just sucks. Okay. This is what sucks about the whole thing. And I get it. The next man up mentality. You got to have deep rosters. You got to be able to have, personnel that can come in and get the job done. But it doesn't always work that way. I mean, let's be honest here. When you've got especially a quarterback, I mean, your whole team is based around that. I mean, like, look, if the Kansas City Chiefs lost Mahomes, you think that they would just be able to go to the Super Bowl? No way. No way. I mean, that's basically what Sam Leavitt is for this Arizona State team. He's like a Mahomes, like or a Josh Allen. That's how important he is to this team. All right. This is a controversial choice here, but again, for number 4, I think everybody knows where I'm putting this team. Cincinnati. They had an extremely strong win against Iowa State, and I do not want to take anything away from that. Cincinnati is looking good. Okay, they're looking real good. And that loss against Nebraska is starting to look like a pretty decent loss. I mean, really? I was in Nebraska yesterday with my family, and they were playing Maryland, and people were going crazy. And while I was watching the Cats game, I was watching the Cats game on my phone while they had the Nebraska game on like 75 freaking screens in the sports bar, and people were going nuts. But hey, that Cincinnati loss to Nebraska is looking like a pretty good loss. But anyway, other than that, I mean, Cincinnati is looking really good. And really, even in that game, they honestly, he doesn't throw that interception. Brandon Sorsby doesn't throw that interception. Who knows what might happen? Who knows, right? The only thing is, they beat UCF. Now, I don't know how valuable that win is. Now, I understand the value of the Iowa State win. That was a good win. But I think we've already established right now, for whatever reason, Iowa State forgets to bring their football game, their football skills when they travel to another state. Like they're able to win in their home state. I mean, you saw that with Iowa. You saw that anytime a team comes into them. But they, for whatever reason, every time they go and they travel to another state, they forget how to play the game of football the way that they should. So they lost to Cincinnati. They go and they lose to Colorado. I'm talking about Iowa State here. And but Cincinnati looks great. They look good right now. They've beaten Iowa State. Let's see. Let's take a look at who they've beaten so far. Iowa State, UCF. Let's see the schedule here. And then they beat KU. That's right. So far, 3-0 in Big 12 play. KU, Iowa State, and UCF. They've beaten 2 bad teams and 1 decent team. What do you say? They're 5-1. They're good, right? Well, I want to see Cincinnati go up against, I don't know, like a Baylor. I want to see them go up against Texas Tech, Utah. Let's see what they're really made of with them going against really good teams. They are a dark horse, but I'm not sure how much I want to buy into that, Curtis. I think it's okay to say that. I don't know. Did they get rid of a coach? Roy Wall is saying here, I thought the Bearcats had the wrong coach, but the program is proving me wrong. Oh, you're saying that you thought, right, Scott Satterfield was the bad coach, wrong coach for this team, and they're proving it otherwise. Yeah, I see what you're saying there. Yeah, and I kind of feel a little bad about saying this, but I've always been a Scott Satterfield hater for some reason, and I don't know why. There's really no explanation other than I just didn't like the way that he coaches teams. It seemed like he emphasized more on the finesse play rather than the physical, down and dirty, win in the trenches kind of coach. I could be wrong. Again, I don't know. Yeah, I say it's hard to say that they're a dark horse because they really haven't proven anything, really. I mean, they beat KU and they beat UCF. I mean, big whoop. But yes, they did beat Iowa State and they were ranked, and that was a big deal. I mean, that was their first ranked win in years, right? Crazy. And that was actually the first time that they've won as an underdog in forever, under his coaching reign as the head coach of Cincinnati. But hey, so out of these 10 teams, right? I said at the beginning of this podcast, and I'll say it again. You've got the top 3 and the bottom 3. And then these 10 teams right here: Cincinnati, Arizona State, Houston, Iowa State, Colorado, Baylor, K-State, TCU, Arizona, and Kansas. You got all these 10 teams right here that could go anywhere, right? You could throw them at a wall and you'll have somebody go, yeah, sure. Yeah, I guess that works. With Cincinnati being the one team that you have to put a little higher than the rest. They're on the cusp, right? They're right there on the cusp of breaking into the elite sector of the Big 12. They're right there. They're right there. And what makes me really sad is if Sam Leavitt was still, healthy and played that game against Utah, and even if they would have lost, but it was a close game and it was really coming down to the wire, I would also have Arizona State be in that same conversation as right there on the cusp of being the elite teams of the Big 12. Okay, so we've established this. Let's take a look at the comments really fast before I get into the top 3. Before the season started, if you told me that we would be top 3 with a freshman quarterback halfway through, I'm taking it all day. Okay, Roy Wall, clearly a BYU fan. With the schedule, we have the chance to prove it on the field. You're absolutely right. So far, you guys have played a schedule that has sort of eased him in to this Big 12 play. I mean, you guys haven't gone against any world beaters yet, but again, you didn't make the schedule. It's not your job to complain about, hey, people are going to say that we haven't proven anything yet. Well, I mean, what do you mean? You're undefeated. You've gone in, you've played every game, you've won every game. So you can't be too upset about that. Does it always look good? Does it always look amazing? Are you winning by 70, 80 points a game? No. But are you really being asked to do that? No. You just want to get the W and call it a day. I mean, as of right now, you guys are bowl eligible, and there's still a ton of football left in the season. So you guys took care of business. You're here watching on KSU Nation. We have not, as a Kansas State fan, we have not taken care of business. We have fallen short of expectations almost every single step of the way. So if the roles were reversed, I would love to be in BYU's position. I would love it. We're already bowl eligible. We're undefeated. You know, we got a true freshman quarterback that had literally no expectations because we lost our starter before the season even started. I mean, think about that. Think about where you guys were in the summer. You know, you lost your starter quarterback, Jake Retzlaff. Now, I know people are like, well, who cares about that? But guys, if I were you, I'd be happy. I'd be happy. Okay. With that being said, number 3, I got BYU. All right. Now, I know I just went on a huge rant about how all the BYU fans should be happy that they are in the top 3. And you guys are undefeated. And you're undefeated in conference play too, right? So, yeah, exactly. Look at this. Look at this comment right here, guys. Gruntled boy. Everyone left us for dead. Where are those people now? Exactly. And the thing is that people forget that there are 2 sides to the football, offense and defense. And BYU's defense is elite. Okay. Now, here's what I'll say, though. Here's what I'll say. BYU, you had no business winning that game yesterday. Absolutely no business winning that game. And every fan knows it. If you're a BYU fan, you know it. You had no business winning that game, but you did. And that's the thing that Stevie B always says on this podcast. Good teams find a way to win football games. Okay? Even if you get a little help from the officials, whatever, right? It doesn't matter. Good teams find a way to win football games. And that's exactly what BYU did. It's not BYU's fault that Arizona let off the gas pedal. Not their fault at all. So, you know, it is what it is. And at this point, I'm happy for BYU. I'm happy for their fan base. They have done nothing but just exceed expectations all of last year and then already this year. You know, with the adversity that they had right off the jump, losing their starting quarterback. I mean, think about that, guys. Just think about that. If Rocco Becht or if Sam Levitt was gone before the first game of the season, do you think that your team would be able to pull off a 6-0 record? Absolutely not. There ain't no way. There ain't no way that Arizona State beats TCU and Baylor if they didn't have if Sam Levitt wasn't there. Ain't no way. Now, again, BYU hasn't had to play those teams yet, but that doesn't mean that I'm going to go ahead and assume that they're going to already lose those games. Let's see what Curtis had to say. They had all business winning the game because they did. Without the rain delay, I think BYU would have won by a few scores. That's possible. We'll never know, right? We will never know. Roy Wall, if we don't recover that fumble at the end of the fourth quarter, we lose. Simple as that. Yep. And sometimes it does come down to just those little moments in the game, those random, minute moments that turn the game around. You can make so many mistakes, you know, for 3 quarters. And if you're just hanging around, it just takes one play, and that's it. And that's why I love this game. That's why I love covering football, but mostly college football. It was the tale of 2 teams, BYU in normal weather and BYU when it's raining. Well, you could probably say that about every team. I mean, show me a team that plays better when it's raining out than when it's sunny, 70 and sunny. There is no team out there that plays better when the conditions are worse. Okay. So and the thing is that it's not just that team that has to deal with those conditions. The other team has to also deal with those conditions. So don't just think that BYU was struggling because it was raining. Well, the other team had to deal with the rain too, and they were able to handle it. And so you can't make that excuse all the time, which, by the way, K-State fans always make that excuse because for whatever reason, K-State always seems like they're the ones dealing with weather conditions and the other team isn't whenever they play in bad weather. But that's neither here nor there. But I know exactly what you mean coming from a K-State fan. That is exactly how K-State has been playing these last couple years whenever it's bad weather conditions. Let's see what Roy Wall has to say before we move on to the next team. Both teams were in the same weather. Not buying that. Exactly. That's what I just said. All right. So BYU, you're number 3, you're top 3, you're undefeated. Okay. Can't take anything away from that. Now, what's BYU's schedule coming up? Because I know that you've been easing into that difficulty, right? You guys have not really played a tough schedule yet so far, but I know it's about to get ramped up here really big. And it starts off with, oh my goodness, the next game is the Holy Freaking War in Provo, and I guarantee it's a whiteout. Oh my goodness. This is going to be amazing. Amazing. I love the Holy War. This is the most important game of the year. Without question. You've got, in my opinion, the number 3 versus the number 2. Oh, it's not a whiteout. It's a royal out. Okay. Very cool. You see, I wish K-State had something like this. I mean, I know we did like the all white when we came back home against North Dakota or whatever. Yeah, the Holy War is going to be insane. I hope there's a fight. I actually don't hope that there's a fight. That's not what football is all about. But I hope that there is some great moments in that game. I really hope that there is amazing moments in that football game. It never fails to be a great game. I mean, in-state rivals, God, I love it, dude. I absolutely love it. So you got Utah. Then you're going to Ames, Iowa. Now, remember what I said. Iowa State, for whatever reason, they're a different team when they're playing at home. So BYU, you better strap up because you're in for a long game. Then you go against Texas Tech at Lubbock. So you're going to Texas Tech. You're going to be dealing with all those damn tortillas flying around. Look, and Texas Tech is brutal. Absolutely brutal. I mean, they put a hurting on Utah at Salt Lake. So it's going to be tough, man. And then you've got TCU, Cincinnati, and then you close out with UCF. Yeah, wow. The next 5 games that BYU has to play, if you win 4 out of those 5 games, then yeah, you're for real. You are definitely for real. And we're going to learn a lot about BYU in the next 5 games. So they're number 3 right now. We'll see what they do with the Holy War. I'm rooting for BYU, but I think Utah might have it. I think Utah is just playing at a very high level. So my head says Utah, but my heart wants BYU to win because they're going to be at home. And the Holy War means a lot to both of these schools. And I just don't want, I don't want to see any bad things happen. But again, if BYU was able to win at home, that would be awesome for them. But I think what's going to happen is Utah might dish out a little bit of here's another thing. I didn't even consider this because I didn't know that Utah and BYU were playing next week. This is probably why BYU played a little rough this week against Arizona. I didn't even consider that to be a thing. I didn't even consider it. BYU was probably looking ahead to the Holy War. And that's a big factor in last week's game. So never mind the fact that they almost lost. They found a way to win, and that is amazing. If those guys were literally thinking ahead and looking ahead to Utah, and they still put out the win, man, we'll see. We'll have to see because I think it's going to be a fun game regardless. All right. I think you guys know the last two. I think it's no surprise at this point. You can't put Utah above Texas Tech because they lost against them in the head-to-head, and you got Texas Tech that literally just looks like the best team in the Big 12. Nobody has shown any signs of being able to hold any resistance against this Texas Tech team. They look amazing. They look like the class of the conference. And not only that, they might very well be the best team, one of the best teams in the country. They just look so good. And nobody could have ever thought that this was going to happen. It's wild. It's wild to even think, right? It's wild to even think. Because Texas Tech has always kind of played second fiddle to, Texas, Oklahoma Sooners. They've never been that team that's like, hey, like we're taking over. And so here they are, though. I mean, the Big 12 is wide open. And you've got Texas Tech that's taking advantage of it, right? Utah, other than that game against Texas Tech, they look great. They look fantastic. Have they, taken any teams, and beaten them like any world beaters? Have they taken on any world beaters? No, not really. But they've gone out and looked really good against those teams that aren't very good. So it's hard to knock them. They look good, even though they haven't played anybody very good. But guess what? We're going to learn a lot next week when Utah goes against BYU. We're going to learn a lot. Utah really wants let me put this here. Rob Whitworth, shout out, buddy. Utah really wants a rematch with Texas Tech. It would be fun to see that happen. Hey, you know what? It would be fun. Be good to go to Arlington, Big 12 championship game, Utah, Texas Tech. You get an old school Big 12 team going against a new school Big 12 team. I mean, that would be awesome. I love it, man. I would love it. I mean, we had that last year. We got that last year. We got Arizona State versus Iowa State. Old school Big 12 team, new school Big 12 team. And that game was exciting. Awesome. Roy Wall, Tech is king of the hill. There's no disputing that. I could not agree with that comment anymore. I mean, it literally, Texas Tech looks amazing. Now, I will say this, Stevie. Oh, I clicked this wrong. Stevie B did say, since he's not here, let me see if I can figure this out. This is usually what he does all the time. I don't really do this very often. Copy, paste. He said that he agrees with every one of my picks. And so for the first time in KSU Nation history, we have got a perfect list between Stevie and me. This is history in the making, guys. This is history in the making. I cannot believe it. Now let's look at the preseason odds here, right? The preseason odds and what we've got currently right now after week 7. Looks like Oklahoma State still hanging down here. We got West Virginia hanging down here. UCF, okay, that's kind of going according to plan. K-State fell hard, and we all know that. But Utah, Texas Tech, they moved themselves up. Looks like Utah is right where they were supposed to be in preseason picks. They were picked second, and they're currently at second. That's amazing. BYU currently made a huge jump. Arizona State still hanging around that 4th, 5th place. Baylor took a drop. TCU took a drop. Iowa State right there at number 7 where they were. Kansas took a drop. This is the most surprising. Cincinnati and Houston. Massive jumps, right? Massive jumps here. And then K-State falling off a damn cliff. Breaks my heart to see that. Okay, let's take a look at these comments real fast. Rob Whitworth. Tech might Wait, Texas Tech might. Okay, he's probably answering a question or something, a statement that I had said earlier. Utah's offense couldn't do anything against Texas Tech's defense. They just weren't ready, but Utah's defense did stop Texas Tech until midway through the fourth quarter, then ran out of gas. Yep. I mean, that's what tough teams are going to do. Physical teams are going to wear you down. And that's exactly what Texas Tech did to Utah. They wore them down. But hey, listen, that was at the beginning of the season. Utah's got a couple games under their belt now. I think they might give Tech a little bit of run for their money. And also, there is a statistic out there for those who are listening. It is very, very rare for a team to play a team in the regular season and lose to that team and then play them in the playoffs and lose to them again. It's very rare for that to happen. It's surprising to hear that, but that is actually the case. That it's rare for teams to lose twice to a team when the championship's on the line. Okay. ACT 403. Refs bailed out. Arizona the entire game. BYU has no business winning that game, ignores the holding nearly every single play by Arizona, ignore the roughing the passer call, but just because he's 4 feet tall. Shots fired at Noah Fafita by ACT 403. Hey, man, look, you're right. The refs were horrible. I'm not going to apologize for the refs being as bad as they are. They were really bad. But they were bad on both sides. Across the board, Big 12 officiating has been atrocious, and it needs to come to an end. There needs to be a standard, and I'm not really sure what's going to happen, come next season or even finishing this season. But if I am on the committee, if I'm like any part of the committee for this conference, the number one thing that I'm going to address is the very, very poor officiating that's gone on. That is priority number one. I hate games that are decided by bad officiating. I definitely think ACT has a point, right? There was a lot of flags being held when BYU was clearly getting abused here. Let's. And same thing with Arizona. It's on both sides. I mean, it really is. And I'm not going to apologize for this officiating that's gone on. It's been bad. It's been real bad. And everybody knows it. It's not even just like a fan take. I mean, we've got actual like Big 12 reporters saying how bad this is. So it's not going unnoticed. So at least you know that. You can at least acknowledge that since it's not going unnoticed, I'm sure it's going to get changed sooner rather than later. I'm hoping it'll get changed this season. If not, there better be some reform going on at the end of the season. Here, let me. These are the power rankings. I'm going to drop this thing here, and we're going to finish out the comments, and then I'm going to get out of here. Okay, let's see. Rob Whitworth, Utah's offense is getting better. By the end of the season, Techie should be able to compete. Techie or they? Okay, they should be. I'm sorry. I can't read. They should be able to compete and make it a game with Texas Tech. But I do agree that Texas Tech is the best team in the Big 12. Yeah. I mean, they've just proven it. At this point. Brooklyn boy, what's up, man? How's it been? Wait, I just got in. Let's go here. Curtis, that roughing the passer was beyond bogus. Yeah. Look, I'm not going to defend it, man. I'm not going to defend it. Brooklyn boy, he goes, why is Iowa still ranked over Colorado? Well, I think it's because Colorado didn't look good in weeks prior. And Iowa State does have 2 Big 12 wins. So there's that. And they also have, they beat Iowa, their in-state rival. They've got good wins. They've got good resume. Colorado only has the one win, right? They've only got one Big 12 win. That's the only reason. And I'm not saying that and it could just be because Iowa State is a really good team when they're at home, horrible team on the road. And I'm not saying that makes them better overall, but maybe if it's played in Ames, if that game against Colorado is played in Ames, maybe it's a different result. Who knows? Utah wouldn't have the 12th man advantage they had before. Well, isn't that funny that even though Utah had the 12th man advantage, didn't even matter. They still lost the game. So you're right. And honestly, if we're going to be talking about 12 man advantage, where is this game played? If it's Utah and Texas Tech in the Big 12 championship game, where is that held? Arlington, Texas. Oh, you mean in the same state that Texas Tech plays? Yeah. So who's going to show up more in that game? Who's going to be more in attendance? What's the more financially capable option? If you're in Salt Lake, if you're a family from Salt Lake and you want to go watch a Big 12 championship game, or if you're in Lubbock, Texas, wanting to see a Big 12 championship game, yeah. Jay Wilson, they had the 12th man advantage and they still lost. And don't tell me that stadium wasn't rocking, because I know it is. Because the Utes, say what you want. I mean, if you're a BYU fan, you know. Okay, I know we got BYU fans in here. Let's not deny it. The what is it, Jack Trice, or right, that stadium? I can't remember the names of these stadiums to save my life. Dude, that stadium's insane. Okay. And the atmosphere is wild. Okay, here we go. A low blow Bazinga. Yeah, the 4 foot tall man. That's wild. That was a little low blow. Bork. All I heard this week was how good ASU defense was, and now Utah has only played bad teams. Well, okay, listen. You're right. You heard that ASU's defense was amazing, and I thought it was, but also, I'm going to leave this comment up. You can't deny that Sam Leavitt being out of the game didn't play a part in this game. I mean, are you gonna really believe that? I mean, the defense. What are you gonna do? Like, your best player's out of the game. I don't know. Is it excusable? No, it's not excusable. The defense needs to still play their hearts out, because you could still win. You could still put up good points. You could make it close. And I don't know what the coaching was like, what the message was from the coaches. I don't know. But you're right. They did not play up to their potential. It looked bad. But you lose your best player. I mean, football is definitely a mental sport as much as it is a physical sport. Okay. And imagine you being on the defense and you find out that your starting quarterback is out, possibly for the season. You don't think that's going to play a mental role? Maybe you're not going to go as hard. Maybe you're not going to try to push yourself as hard this play. I mean, why risk it? I mean, we don't have our starting quarterback and we're down really far. Who knows? In any case, it's not excusable. I'm not trying to be an apologist here. I'm not an ASU fan. Okay. Like, I'm just saying there might be something to it. There might be something to it. Okay. Just consider it. All right. Refs need massive improvement. Curtis, I couldn't agree more. Alan Rencher, is that how you say it? We will see if BYU is number 3. BYU by 7 points next week. Ooh, calling his shot right now. Got a little score prediction. Well, at least a spread prediction. I don't know. We'll see. I think BYU's probably going to be a dog in that game, but I mean, they're at home. So who knows what Vegas is going to say about that. Thanks for your time. Always enjoy your show. Thanks, Roy Wall. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate you guys always supporting the show. The best way to support this show is to like and subscribe. It's free, guys. Just go ahead and do it. I'm 100% with Brooklyn Boy. What did he just say? Oh yeah, he believes that. And you can make the case. You can make the case. Look, guys, remember what I said at the beginning, okay? I know Brooklyn Boy wasn't here, but I said, look, you got the top 3 teams, and then kind of like Cincinnati's in there, and then you've got the bottom 3 teams, and then you've got the middle 10. And the middle 10 could be just take all the teams, throw them against the wall. Wherever they land in the power rankings is whatever, right? Because that's what I think. I think there's just the top 3, the bottom 3, and everyone else is in the middle, with the exception that Cincinnati has to be at the top of that middle 10. They just have to be. Utah fans do travel well. Well, I don't doubt that. But we're talking about literally playing in the same state, especially for big bowl games, championship games. If there is one thing Ute fans are not, it's financially capable. Oh my God. Here we go. The shots fired. The shots are being fired here. Okay. I was meaning the extra penalty yards that Tech had because of the crowd. Oh yeah. Isn't that insane? I mean, consider that. Texas Tech, what did they have, like 15 penalties or something like that? That was like, I think it was almost for like 100 yards, or it was over 100 yards, I think. I'm not even sure. But they had so many penalties, and they still won by a lot. It just blows my mind. Texas Tech is on a whole nother level. Alan Rensher, again, the Utah fan base has a criminal element to it. Well, maybe so. I don't know. I mean, I hope you guys aren't going to be doing anything criminal when K-State shows up in Utah. I mean, that'll be at the end of the year. You hope for a K-State win, but God dang, Utah looks good. I mean, K-State's got to play Utah and Texas Tech. They got to play both of them. So that's rough. And then last on the comments here, Utah fan base. Curtis says Utah fan base, or at least the student section, was careless or was classless. Sorry, excuse me. Classless when the ASU player was injured on the field. Oh, no. Okay, well, that's not good. That's not good. You hate to see that. Okay, you hate to see that. But, hey, listen. It's college football, man. What do you want me to do? College football, dude. It is what it is. This is why people, they love college football. It's brutal. It's freaking brutal. But anyway, guys, thank you guys so much for watching, man. Honestly, really enjoyed the engagement this episode. Again, I wish Stevie could be here, but he had other plans that he definitely needed. Again, my name is Kenny G. This is KSU Nation Power Rankings Week 7. I believe we'll have a video coming up previewing next week's game, and also the game of the week, the Holy War, game of the season. Honestly, game of the season. Definitely appreciate you guys coming in. We'll catch you guys later. Go ahead and hit that button. You know what button I'm talking about. All right, guys, have a good one. Go Big 12 and go Cats.